Another perfect tidbit for Christmas.
Yes. Hey everybody, it's Gene Simmons and you're listening to Pod of Thunder. But you knew that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, you found it. Your favorite podcast. Welcome to Pod of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting. It's your buddy Andy, the angel on the top of your tree. And today I am joined by...
With a branch stuck up his ass.
Oh, the timing's perfect.
Santa's helpers, wow!
Hey, guys.
That's us.
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know.
What was that noise in the beginning?
Well,
was that Santa's sleigh
I guess we'll
flying overhead?
We'll expose a bit of the Christmas magic behind Pod of Thunder.
Yeah.
Miracle on whatever pod this is.
239th pod.
239th pod.
Wow.
Yeah, we moved a bit there.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit.
A seedy part of town, 239th Street. Couldn't find the one from last year, the opening musical clip.
Yes.
What the hell happened
to
to
bells?
it?
I
Who
don't know.
knows, dude?
So
It's gone.
I had to make do
It's gone
with a
forever.
live augmentation.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll see how if that's any indication of how the rest of the show's going to go. Can't find anything. Have to improvise on the spot. That might be the way we do it today. But
Isn't that the way we always do it?
pretty much, yeah. But it's just sometimes more noticeable than other times, I guess. But, as we discussed, since this is a Monday holiday episode, it's Christmas Day, Christmas morning.
Now, have we ever had a show released on a Christmas day?
I don't think so.
I mean, what did we start
No,
in
I don't-
2013?
Correct.
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think that's possible, right?
Well, if there's had to have been one leap year in there.
Yeah.
How
so
leap year ruins everything, doesn't it?
so
like,
I was thinking maybe we'd... But then again, it was...
I don't think it would have. I think we'd need another year or two to
Yeah, I think we need more.
have had it get back that far.
Backwards, yeah. No, we have not. I just double-checked it. Did not happen. Started on a Wednesday. Next
Okay.
year, also a Wednesday.
All right, so that's when it comes full
No, wait,
circle
that's
around.
wrong.
Or
Wednesday,
maybe not.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, whatever. I can't read. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. I guess that's how it goes. Whatever. Leap
Well,
year. It's like a snow day. It's just one of those things that I don't understand. It ruins everything.
A snow day? How does it ruin
I
everything?
mean, it doesn't ruin anything. It's just inexplicable. Just say it, and
Just
that's
to
the
make
end of
up
the
for a
conversation.
miscalculation.
Yes, exactly. So, like we talked about, because it's a holiday Monday, and, we decided holiday Mondays they get special treatment. Let's go with that. Let's focus on the positive. You get a little special holiday treat on a Monday.
Well, and this is the ultimate holiday. I mean,
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh,
there should be
God, get
next to
it.
nobody listening, I would think.
Right.
But
Christmas, I love it.
There you go. Yeah, so do we. And as a result, we're not going to pick a regular Kiss song. We're going to play the wildcard game today. I don't even know if there's a game with it. Or is this just pulled directly from the mind of someone in the room? How are we going to play this game?
yeah, there's no games.
There's no
There
games
haven't been
today.
games in the past.
I'm
have there?
not going to turn on the sports machine if that's what you're
No,
asking.
give it the Christmas Day off.
no,
It deserves it.
No packages delivered on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another consideration. That's
true.
another reason why we've had to switch to this format on the holidays. Is just not getting any deliveries, which we kind of did in the early days. They just stopped doing it.
Right. Well,
What's happened to customer service? I ask you.
lazy people. Well, do you want to just get right into it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
do
just cut right into it.
Well-
This time around, it's my choice.
Okay, well then I'll play the regular thing. This comes off, and you could fill us in. How's
Well, but
that?
there's a little
Uh-oh.
twist.
Oh boy.
I couldn't decide which song I wanted to do, so I have two choices and I have a coin here, which I'm going to
Okay.
hand over to Nicholas, Saint Nick.
Very Kiss of you to have two sides of the coin to choose from.
Okay, and
This thing looks like it stopped a bullet, man. Look at this thing. What happened to this quarter?
well, it was in my pocket right up against my cock helmet, so that might have something to do with it.
I mean, this thing's in rough shape.
Perfect coin for this occasion. That
We have to post a photo. I mean, I'm serious. Like Washington's face is unrecognizable on this thing. It's been wiped.
An assassination attempt by
so.
Chris's boner.
Trying to take over the
Well,
rest of them.
are you able to discern which side
Yeah.
is heads and which is tails? Because
Yeah.
that's important.
The horrible facial accident is heads.
Okay.
Which again, as you'll find out in a minute, is the perfect coin choice for this exercise. So yes, I couldn't decide between two, so we will determine which song we're doing with a coin flip. Same band, but couldn't decide between the two incredible pieces of music.
So are we
Perfect for the Christmas
are we
holiday.
throwing out what the songs are first, or do you
We
have,
are not.
Okay, you have them in your head. One is heads, one is
Yes,
tails.
I do.
Okay.
I might reveal which was the loser after the winner is revealed.
Okay.
But, or maybe we'll save it for next week's New Year's episode. Who knows what we're going to do?
We don't know.
Nobody knows what's going to happen from 1 millisecond to the next on this show.
Exactly.
This thing is a true. I mean, this is gruesome. This quarter. It's a
That
true.
That was a random
It's a
grab out
this
of
is-
my change bucket in my bedroom.
This is like a cranium bashing.
Let me
that
see
this,
that.
This
I
thing
didn't even look
undertook.
at
Look
that.
at his head. It's actually a little gruesome to look
Jesus.
at. Kind of quarters. Look at that thing.
Very strange.
I don't want to see the father of our country looking like this.
Well,
I'm somewhat
in
uncomfortable.
keeping with the theme of the music, it's all about a desecration, basically.
Well, that's what I'm
Just,
seeing here.
again, perfect for the Christmas holiday. Anybody who's listening is in for a real treat. And anyone who's within earshot of them listening to this is in for a Christmas treat as well.
Christmas shock, perhaps, or
I don't know.
More
Well,
of a
maybe,
treat.
maybe not. But
did mention the word desecration.
yeah,
So
well,
see.
you'll find out.
Okay.
See if you got the stomach to last
No,
for the
man,
entire episode.
I'm a little queasy just from what I've seen
You know,
already.
plus the pressure's on you. You are basically
Oh, yeah.
selecting the
you
song.
can guarantee you'll hear this thing rolling on the floor as I miss it on the way down.
Yeah. Then it'll roll under the computer desk and the whole episode will be out the window.
And we just go
All right.
home.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice short one.
Yeah, shortest episode in history.
Well, I won't be able to sleep tonight, that's for sure. Even with my nightshirt on.
You do look comfortable over there.
Well, I am comfortable.
How has that been going for you,
It's going good.
Andy?
This is very good stuff. This will lighten up any party.
Yeah, it
This
would.
would
If you
lighten
showed
up
up
a
at
party.
the event in a
no,
party.
No undershirt.
Mm.
Should I flip?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here I go, missing it. My hand-eye coordination.
You ready,
in
Andy?
question.
Oh, I'm ready. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
There we go.
Now, does that count? Or do we have to redo a flip?
Just redo it
The,
because you
light,
kicked it.
the
off.
lighting. In
The
here.
lighting. Do you catch it and then...
Okay,
Yeah, there we
I
go. He
got it.
caught it. He did the thing on the back
We
of his hand.
have tails.
Okay.
Can I play the thing and then you'll
Yes, you
announce
can.
it? Okay, let's do this.
This one comes off.
You asked for it.
It's called
My erection is over.
It's over, huh?
Yes.
That's the name of this one?
By the Mentors,
Okay.
a very strange, bizarre band that was a favorite of the Mean Reds drummer back in the day. That's how I became aware of this band and this album, and I can hear his high-pitched giggling as before we even hit play on this stuff. But
So I just pulled this up on iTunes. It is here, so we don't have to find some YouTube version. But a little bit of info. 1984 release. You asked for it.
yes, sir.
And it says the genre comedy for the whole album.
It's I find plenty of humor in this. So
Okay. And is that the album cover, or is that just a picture of
it
one
is
of the-
not the album cover. If you wanted to do a Google search, you find the real the real thing.
Is it more offensive or something?
Not really, but yeah, I don't know why they picked that
The cover
image.
Yeah, the cover.
Do you guys own any album covers that you own the alternate, less offensive version?
I don't think so.
I have one.
Which one is it?
I have the Blind Faith album.
Oh,
Which
okay.
does not have the very creepy and gross, 11-year-old naked girl on it.
Holding some sort of model airplane.
It's just a picture of the band, thank goodness.
Yeah, doesn't age well.
No.
Yeah, so the image on iTunes is just one of the guys in the band with a guitar, and then the album covers 3 guys. I'm assuming it's a 3-piece band.
Yes.
3 guys on some steps, like 3 steps up. It's almost like recreating Love Gun in a really shitty way. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women on the steps, and
all of whom resemble Wendy O. Williams
Yeah.
with that kind of frosted spiked hair and the leather gear.
Yep. So you asked for it.
Andy's got it up on the computer there
Yeah.
across the room, and I don't have my glasses on. I'm almost seeing resemblance to Nasty As They Wanna Be. I don't know why. Just with
Okay.
the guys standing there. Like, I don't know.
Similar subject matter, similarly offensive lyrical content. No question about it.
Maybe I'm dead wrong, but I'm just seeing people standing there. I know these are not guys on the Two Life Crew one, but
Yeah. But the guys are crouched. It's like the opposite on the Two Life Crew one. The women are standing over the men. But, okay, so the mentors. What do we know about the mentors? I don't know a great deal.
You'll probably have to pull up some information, but oddly enough, I believe it's a singing drummer in this band.
oh my.
El Duque.
Now, by El Duque, this is not the famous El Duque that was what died on a train track.
Yes, it is.
Is
It
it?
is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know that. Now I'm somewhat familiar with them, I guess.
Now he's the drummer, correct?
Oh, drummer and lead singer
Yep.
of the self-described rape rock band, The Mentors.
There you go.
So-
Comedy worked better on iTunes.
Yeah.
It didn't have the rape rock.
Rape
genre.
rock.
That's not a pull down for.
Can you imagine your recommendations from just putting in the genre what iTunes would give up to you?
Yeah. All sorts of investigative crime.
Little
podcast.
G.G. Allen material,
Yeah.
possibly.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure I recall the guitar player's name is Sicky Wifebeater.
Wow. Let's see.
And
what we got here.
I can't remember the bass player's name.
The bass player's Dr. Heathen Scum.
There you go, yeah. Now I remember.
This is sounding quite Guarish just based on the name.
Little bit, and truth be told, I have tried to get Andy on board with this band because he's a big Guar fan, and in my initial attempts, the reaction has been lukewarm at best,
So far. Yeah.
which I don't understand, but we'll see if maybe we can turn the tide a little bit on this very special Christmas episode. Perfect listening for a holiday with the family.
So here's what we got, a little backstory. Formed in 1976 in Seattle, relocated to L.A. in 79.
They were looking to make it.
Yeah, their irreverent attitude aligned them with the city's punk rock scene. So,
Irreverent. That's a polite way to put what you're about to hear.
yeah. And then the high-profile death of drummer, I don't know if it's that high-profile.
Well, if Nick knew about
That's
it.
true.
That's
but
true.
That happened in 1997. So, yes. When I think of the Mentors, I think of, oh God, what was it? It was Jerry Springer when they had Guar and the Mentors on the same episode.
There you go.
And it was kind of interesting. Now I'm thinking about it because I saw it, I don't know, I was younger, probably a teenager or something. I saw it. And at the time, I remember thinking, oh, the guy from Guar, he's, I don't know, now looking back, I guess he's breaking character. But I thought, like, oh, you know what? This guy's all right. He's, talking normal about how it's art or whatever. But the Mentors did not break character whatsoever. So it always made me think, oh, these guys are actually garbage. But I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm inclined to believe that it is.
So actually garbage or great artists, one or the other. I'm not sure. That's
Well,
stating character.
There are some cuts on this album that even I wouldn't suggest that we analyze on this show.
Yeah.
Speaking specifically of the song Sleep Bandits.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that would be the best song to analyze in 2017.
It's a rough one, believe me.
Goes a little further than the closing track on Highway to Hell, the Night Prowler.
Yeah.
It goes further than Thief in the Night.
Yes. Yeah, it takes all of that to the next level. A much lower, decidedly lower level. But, there's a element to this of humor to this tune as well as the other tune I had in the hopper and ready to go. Had the coin flip gone the other way.
Which one was it? Or you don't want to tell us?
H for heads, H for herpes 2 would have been the other one.
Yeah.
Well, the title of this one, I have to say, even though I like that it's herpes 2, I don't know if there's a herpes 1, but I like the title of this one.
Yeah. So let me give you the 10 songs on this album, then we'll get started. Sandwich of Love.
Right.
Shocked and Grossed.
Right.
Wow.
4F Club. It's like 4H, but the F's mean something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Wait a minute. Isn't a 4-H club usually concerning horses?
A cow. I think it's like livestock of some sort, right?
We can only hope they didn't realize that.
I have a feeling they might
didn't
have
fully realize that in their lyrical content.
I think they knew where.
Yeah, I think they're well aware of this stuff.
Next one's Herpes 2, as in TWO, not as well or whatever. Judgment Day, that's kind of a normal name. Sleep Bandits, Free Fix for a Fuck, Golden Showers, Clap Queen.
Clap Queen is good, actually.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. One of the better opening vocal performances of a song that I can mention.
And then the closing track, My Erection Is Over.
Yeah, this closes out the album, kind of like Night Prowler.
I guess so. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I wonder, is there bonus cuts you've pulled up?
Are there iTunes exclusives?
Not aware of this version.
There's 4 additional bonus cuts from the 97 re-release.
Give us the titles.
Wine Her, Dine Her, and 69 Her.
Okay, it's kind of a stock sentiment.
Yes.
Bumper sticker.
Yep. In and Out of You.
Good one.
Van Halen cover, I think.
Leave Some for the Vultures. And final track is Sex Education.
Okay.
So those are probably
Leave Some
left off
the
for a
Vultures.
reason. Doesn't sound like their strongest work.
Those might have been new tracks.
Yeah.
Those might have been the Me Wise Magic. Look at a lot of Van Halen stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Might have been the Me Wise Magic.
It could have been Van Halen. It could have been the Mentors. The mainstream just decided to go with Van Halen in a coin flip, like what we did earlier.
Exactly.
An almost
right.
indiscernible face.
Sicky wife beater or Eddie Van Halen in terms of virtuoso guitar playing. It really is a toss-up.
Parallel stories between these two bands.
Right place at the right time, I guess it all comes down to.
Yeah. Okay, well, are you guys ready?
I'm ready. You
Yeah.
probably want to have the lyrics available.
Okay.
Very important.
I would think so for a song entitled My Erection Is Over. Over. And that makes me, that could mean a lot of things.
That could, and that could be for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. So I'm pretty curious to find out what's happening here. Already
Where
good.
to begin? I'm trying to think of what the opening guitar part, not necessarily what's being played. I can't think of what song it is. This is going to bother me. Just reminded me of a certain sort of sound that's the beginning of a Sabbath song.
Oh, wow.
High praise for these guys.
I was going to say it reminded me of Body Count a little bit.
It
good
has
one.
that kind of feel, too.
Body Count anthem,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Body Count. Body. Did you know they were? They've been nominated for several Grammys.
I saw that, and they might
As well as
actually
they should.
perform at the Grammys as a possibility.
That would be cool.
Once again, Ice-T has won. And you think back to the fucking outrage that surrounded that first album in Cop Killer, and look where he is now.
He's doing
Guy's
just
been
fine.
on primetime TV for decades.
Yes.
But it's been, what, over 10 years, right?
Oh, that show's been on forever. I didn't even realize it myself, but it's got to be coming up on 15, 20 years that shit's been on TV.
Jeez. Wow.
Now he's nominated for Grammys. He might be performing on the telecast. Incredible. But yeah, I get that connection. And musically it's kind of similar. It's like not all the way there, like in terms of technical proficiency, but it's still appealing.
Sure.
So. And then of course from behind the drum kit you have El Duque with the
Which
kick things over into next gear.
right away you have a garage band vocal sound.
It's funny, with one word you can tell he's not a professional singer.
Well, and you can tell that it's not something that they went and did any sort of processing.
No processing.
No, this is not what you would call a pristinely produced release.
Takes me back to playing in my buddy's garage when I was like 15.
Yeah. Gives you the same vibe.
Not that I'm trying to say these guys are 15 here.
Except your friend's lyrics were more offensive than these will be.
Probably.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That I don't doubt. You remember any song titles?
Song titles? Oh boy.
Or a lyric or two?
Let's continue with this song.
No, I'm trying to think of one that's appropriate.
Exactly.
Well, look what we're analyzing today. It's all appropriate.
There wasn't much original material, but there were some instances where, like "Rock and Roll All Night," I remember was one that was played, and some of the lyrics are very, very not PC that were modified.
It was a different
improvisation wise.
It was a different time. Let's go with that.
All right.
Things were different.
I won't say how they were offensive, but it's something.
Oh, they must have been pretty over the line.
You can just imagine teenage boys in a garage trying to make each other laugh with being as offensive as you can.
Do you remember I told that story about our friend Brian at Andy's bachelor party that I said something in his ear just out of nowhere? Just the most offensive thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Just to shock him.
Yes.
Very similar. There's a line that was used in the Rock and Roll All Night version that was done in that garage that contains every offensive word that I used.
Okay. So you kind of were inspired by that.
I must have been, yeah. But it's given me I wouldn't say more innocent days kind of a feeling, but I don't know. It's taking me back, I guess.
Taking me back. All right, let's keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Heathen Scum adding a little much needed bottom end to the proceedings.
And not a bad beat that El Duque's throwing down.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like completely just three incapable guys just churning out noise, and it's also not any sort of like anything proficient musically. It's right there in the sweet spot. I would have to say Body Count is a little better musically than these guys, and they've certainly become that over the years. But it's also kind of appealing in a lo-fi punk rock way, which you guys should be able to appreciate. That
it's got definitely the overall sound of it musically. I like it.
Me too.
I like the.
Have you heard any Mentors before, Nick?
No, I don't think so.
Andy has, in my failed attempts to. I thought, in the parlance of Andy, I thought it would be a slam dunk that he would love these guys, and just lukewarm reception.
Well, there's still
shocking.
time. You never know when something's going to take root with you.
Well, that's true.
Maybe today's the day.
My erection is
catch that?
I
Sure did.
Now, I'm going to say that I don't know in live performances that the rhythm of the vocals occurred the same way as they are here.
You don't
But I
think
would
so?
say this would be awfully challenging, even though he's not really pitch
Schooled singer.
He's not frequency-wise. He's not going for specifics here with his voice.
no.
But to play that drum beat with how he's doing the kick drum,
Yeah.
and to try to say anything to that sort of rhythm would be pretty challenging. Actually.
well, but he probably overdubbed the vocals.
But in a
the
live
studio.
setting, recreating this,
right?
would
But I
actually
don't
be
think they
pretty hard.
probably didn't care about recreating
Well,
it.
So you think it's much worse live?
I would imagine. I never experienced
pure
it,
garbage
but,
line?
yeah.
So, my erection is over. I thought of you a few times, but baby, you don't make me spew. Spew, huh?
Now, a friend of mine that all three of us know, a very large guy who used to go to Chris's Cafe sometimes and do some things.
The guy who took a bullet in the
guy
head.
who took a bullet in the head.
lived
And
to
lived
tell
to
about
tell
it.
And he's
about-
okay. This
Yeah.
is Christmas. We're not telling sad stories. He's all right.
Yeah,
But
Christmas
he
miracle.
He does have a bullet in his head still. But
It's still in there?
Yeah, I don't think they're going in there and getting that out.
I didn't know that.
He
Wow.
had this quarter in his ear. That's what saved him. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
But
never mind.
This is totally. I don't know. I'd be shocked if he was not into this band.
Oh yeah,
Because
at one point
there's
at
like a
least.
Nirvana tie-in. He was very into Nirvana back then. Very into what was
Melvins and
Melvins and what the Meshuggahs. There was like a local
Sure.
band that he liked. That was I don't know how similar, but and that line about spewing is just so up his alley right there. And
Yeah.
what the Angry Samoans was another one that he was really into,
Sure.
which is the band I'm thinking of that's similar
sounding.
as far as what I've heard. Yeah.
Mm.
So this is the type of band that like it wouldn't surprise you either way if somebody was aware of them or was not aware of them. Like the guy you're talking about, if he was totally into this type of music but was completely unaware of these guys, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I would just be shocked though, because this is something he would have written.
Or he has a tattoo of their logo, one or the other.
Not you, I can't spew. Thinking of you, yeah, thinking of you. Gross, thinking of you.
Did he just say gross
He did.
thinking of you?
He said, "Not you. I can't spew. Thinking of you. Yuck. Thinking of you. Gross. Thinking
Jeez.
of you."
It's almost like Paul Stanley lashing out at one of his ex-lovers but you realize he doesn't really mean it, you know. He's
Yeah.
like really missing this woman and wishing he could have her, but since he can't, he's lashing out.
You know who wrote a song similar lyrical content to this?
to this?
Yeah, Andy.
Oh wow, that's interesting because I have no idea what it is.
There's a Flying Aaron song
about a
about having a nightmare about a girl that you don't find attractive.
Yeah.
You're in a sexual situation with her in this nightmare.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look
Look
at
at that.
exact same.
Why
thing.
wouldn't Andy love the Mentors?
Yeah, it
with
just adds to the mystery, you know.
Mine was very artistic, and you would have to know that.
Yeah,
That's,
right.
That's where it was going. It just sounded like a nightmare, but Nick knows what it was actually. It was actually about another guy in the band and this woman who was really into him and the potential of her assaulting him in some way. That's what the
What
song
was the
about.
title? Does it have a title?
It did. It was called Nightmare on Aaron Street.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to be a chick with a fat ass. She's gotta be a slut, be real grass.
Rhymes.
What do we got?
I want me a chick with a fat ass. She's got to be a slut and be real crass.
Oh, boy.
crass.
Oh, that's a Gene Simmons mid-'80s rhyming lyric attempt right
It's
there.
a wonder that Gene didn't alternate between the Misfit shirt on what was it? What tour was that? Crazy Nights. or around that time.
Was it Hot in the Shade or Crazy Nights? I don't
Whatever.
know, Yeah.
He had mentors. When that one would start stinking, he'd get it washed and put on his mentor shirt.
I don't want some Cosmo one like you. You're unlike a magazine. I can throw it across the room when I'm through.
I don't even know what's going on.
I think
beat changed on us.
This
there.
is I think he basically
that last one's one of my favorite.
He
lyrics.
predated a series of lyrics from Baby Got Back right there, pretty much.
The Cosmo model thing.
See?
Yeah, not wanting
See?
a Cosmo model.
Yeah, he said,
These guys were ahead of their time.
I don't want some Cosmo model like you. You're unlike a magazine. Just a line on its own, out of context. I can throw it across the room when I'm through.
I'm through.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I didn't know what he meant by my erection is over, but it's starting to make more sense now. So I didn't know if he meant
She's just not doing it for him, basically.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was that or if it was like the wrestling term over.
So it's not someone he knows. It's someone in a magazine that he finds unattractive.
No, he's saying.
Really?
I think he's assailing the the supermodel body type. Basically, just this is an indictment of the
I'm
body ideal that most women feel that they need to live up to, but they can't.
See, I
think it's a very sympathetic statement on the side of women.
Again,
which you wouldn't get from Sleep Bandits, but that's another discussion.
Yeah. This actually is aging pretty well in these modern times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, without this type of analysis, the appreciation for the mentors would never reach the level that it deserves.
Yeah.
I find that interesting that unlike a magazine, I can't throw it across the room when I'm through. You would think a Cosmo model would be easier to throw than a chick with a fat ass.
And you'd also think that these guys would have no reservations about throwing a woman somewhere based on some of the other lyrics.
You think they'd have no reservations about what the woman looks like in the first place?
That too. But see,
turns out they're very particular. They have their standards. She is not giving El Duque an erection. What does that tell you?
Or at
about
least
this
he
woman?
had one, and it's over.
It's over now.
Which
which
adds a whole other dimension to
Yeah.
it. There was one to begin with.
Mm-hmm. But maybe I'm taking the lyrics too literally. But coming up, it makes it sound like this is actually someone in his presence.
Okay. Well,
could be.
So
this is something we've speculated about in certain Kiss lyrics as well.
Sure.
In terms of, is this a fantasy sequence or is this actually happening?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of parallels. And there's the kick to the gut sound effect, which is a calling card of any real rock and roll music.
Check it off the list.
It's not leading directly into the guitar solo, but it's still there.
Is there a guitar solo?
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
You might be impressed. Your observation of Floyd Rose dive bombs is about to to come to pass.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Pot of Thunder Bingo at home, you can slide the little clear red thing over the gut punch sound.
Yeah.
My erection is over.
See, they're taking it up a notch here as we move into the second verse. And this reminds me what we're about to hear is another technique lyrically that you hear occasionally in songs, and I'd like your opinion on it after we hear it.
O-B-E-R over.
Now, what is your guys' opinion of spelling out words and lyrics?
I'm okay with it, I guess. I haven't really thought about it much.
I have no issue with it. I've done it.
You have?
Flying Aaron's theme
Oh,
song.
of course. Duh. Yeah. I don't remember any of these. Yeah.
Spelling out Aaron's last name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
That's how I know how to spell it.
I think that was me. I think so.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm not down with that technique.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but that's perfect. Back in college, I wrote a song called "Psycho Bitch," and in the chorus, it was to spell out the word psycho.
Yeah.
And then we changed singers, and our new singer refused to do that.
You wouldn't
I had
do-
to change the lyric to accommodate him.
Really?
He hated that for some reason. So.
Never thought about it. Be Aggressive by Faith No More. They spell that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's-
See, there's a lot of it.
Bingo was his name.
Well, any Kiss spellings that we can think of in their lyrics?
Ooh, now that's
I
interesting.
mean, none are coming immediately to
No.
mind. There's got to be
Some-
somewhere,
I
though.
think
some
so.
point.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm not thinking.
An
of
interesting question. And also in general, any other rock songs that you like with the spelling of a word in the lyrics? It's a technique that's used rather often.
One I don't really care for is Lola Lola.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one.
That's
Yeah,
a big
but-
one. I don't know
Well, you
why,
don't
I
like
just
the song,
I just don't like the
do you?
song. Right. Not my
Yeah,
bag. but
that's one right there.
and then he spells Cola Cola.
Which doesn't
Yeah, well.
help, I'm sure.
It doesn't. But maybe that's where your college singer, or was it high school or college? You said college.
College.
College
Oh.
singer had a problem with that one.
I don't know. He was kind of that type of music was actually in his wheelhouse. He
Wow.
loved the Stones, the Faces, that type of thing. So
Okay.
I don't think the Kinks would have been something that he would have been opposed to.
Get out of my house! Get out! Get moving!
Get moving.
Get out of my house. Get out. Get moving.
No, I don't know.
That's what I heard.
That's
too.
what you guys both heard.
Yeah.
Lyrics here are something different.
That's wrong.
I don't know, man. I thought I heard it this way too.
I can't
Really? Okay.
Let's hear, go
But
back one more
Get out
time.
of my house has got to be the first line.
Yes.
right? Okay.
Get out of my house.
And then the second one was a little indiscernible, but I
Get out.
Get out. It's
Okay.
got to be get
But then the
out.
third one, you said get moving. Or
Yeah.
something else.
that's what I
And
heard
if
too.
if it's what it says here, it's an improvement. You guys.
Okay, well, that'll be a disappointment to the Mean Reds drummer because he used to yell "Get moving"
Okay.
constantly in the context of either listening to this album or just regurgitating the lyrics at random.
all the wasted years, I guess.
Yeah.
Just-
Well,
again, that's something else we tackle on the show: misheard lyrics and
yeah. Decades later,
Yeah.
learning the correct lyrics. I don't know if this is correct, but I'll read it to you and then we'll listen to it again. Get out of my house. Get out. You're booted.
Oh, okay. I can hear that that's possible. Is that what you heard, Nick?
No,
Or-
I heard get moving.
I
Okay.
thought I heard booted. So,
Well, let's,
don't know.
Can you back it up a
Yeah.
few seconds?
yep, let's do it.
Get out of my house! Get out! Get moving! Because my
Yeah.
Could have been.
I heard booted.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
It's pretty great.
Decades of humor gone.
Completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And all the result of a coin flip. Had that not happened, it would have been forever. You're get moving.
Yeah. It is pretty great, though, to yell, you're booted at someone who's in your house.
because my erection is moving!
Thoughts, Nick?
I'm pretty impressed with just the overall type of music that we're getting here. You don't expect the pretty intricate rhythms that are happening at points,
Yeah.
and pretty impressive guitar work.
Almost a Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah,
I was going
Quality.
to say that, too.
Yeah.
And also bringing to mind the crazy solos typically found in Slayer music to my ears.
Sure.
So, sicky wife beater. Not too bad.
Sicky Wife Beater was the runner-up for the new Kiss guitar player. Just missed it, right behind Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah.
Could have been Sicky. What would his makeup have been?
Would have been an over-erection, laying over his nose. 2 nuts on his
Would
forehead.
have been the Roman soldier character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I want me a chick with a fat ass. It turns me on.
How come they don't mash this with Baby Got Back at weddings? It's the same song.
It is the same song. That turns me on.
Well, who stole from who? This came out in
Wow.
84.
Yeah.
Sir Mix-a-Lot had been exposed to the Mentors. I think we can
It's
confidently say that.
whether he'll admit it or not, which he shouldn't
No.
at this point. But
Well, no. But I do like how they did away with the crass line in favor of the simple, it turns me on.
Yeah.
It's a nice mixing up, an definite improvement. No, obligatory, let's make a rhyme here. I'm just going to put something out.
Yeah.
I want me a sleazy slut who can give a tongue back to my butt.
Oh, boy.
he
A new high or low lyrically.
see right when you think that they're just gonna rest on their laurels and repeat things.
See,
that have
they're
already
mixing it up a
happened
little. They're
and
they're
just-
repeating the first half of the stanza and then bringing something new to the table.
Because I'm pretty much at this point ready for a fade out, some sort
Yeah.
of repetitive fade out. But
well,
no.
you're gonna really enjoy the ending of this song. I'll just say that right now. But what's that lyric?
I want me a sleazy slut who can give a tongue bath to my butt.
Oh boy, jeez.
A tongue bath to my butt.
Kind of like Gangsta Love, Ghetto Boys. They talk about analingus in that tune, don't they?
Yeah.
Is this the first rap song?
This might be.
Can we safely say that this is the first rap song?
Perhaps the Ghetto Boys drew some inspiration
Or-
from these guys.
Or at least lyrically.
1984. You got to keep that date in mind.
Lyrically, it's the first modern subject matter rap song, perhaps, where it just anything goes.
Also, 1984. The year being important is. I'm pretty sure that had there been a third US festival, they would have been invited to play on the main stage. So, another missed opportunity.
My erection's over.
It just kind of occurred to me that what year did Holy Diver come out?
83, I
Okay.
believe.
Because it's a similar chugging sort of a thing going on there.
Yeah,
or at least
there you go.
that's what it's reminding me of.
Kind of frenetic soloing happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Vivian Campbell had a little more technical prowess going on, little more melodicism, but he was definitely shred-tastic back in the day.
So a little bit more background on this band. Says that they wore black executioner hoods live for anonymity, and that's why they also had their, sicky wife beater type of name.
For anonymity.
Yes. But it said their lyrics, which consisted mostly of songs about hitting women, stealing from women, and having anal sex with women, made their anonymity necessary. So there you go.
Yeah, well,
Nowadays, well, actually, no. You couldn't get away with it.
No.
You couldn't get away with it now.
Less so
Then,
now.
Yeah. So, I understand.
But yeah, and the real cover of You Axed For It, they're up there in the executioner's hoods with a bunch of Wendy O. Williams lookalikes worshiping at their feet.
Yeah.
Anything else interesting on there?
Just the death of this guy was What does it say? One day
Shrouded in mystery.
One day after his final performance, 2 days after filming his interview for the Kurt and Courtney documentary, he was found dead on the railroad tracks, having been struck by a train. High blood alcohol content. Well, this is kind of, it's not humorous, but it just looks weird. Official cause of death, misadventure. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's by the way, a Ted Nugent song on Cat Scratch Fever, Death by Misadventure.
Interesting.
People are already on their Facebook page saying they'll accept anything except Fred Bear 2.0. So
Okay.
yeah, that boy, what a polarizing episode that was. We lost a couple listeners for that week.
I think so. Hey, that's what happens.
I don't know. They're missing out. There's some fucking classic rants and outbursts in that episode, especially toward the end or the spoken word section. It just, the whole thing just exploded at that point.
That's one of the highlights, all-time highlights
Absolutely.
of this show. Last couple things here. There's another story that he saw some fans on the other side of the railroad tracks who called his name, and he attempted to cross to meet them. His foot became stuck. That's a possibility. Or he just passed out on the tracks.
Yeah, either way, he was probably extremely inebriated.
Yeah.
So
And then the conspiracy theory that he was
killed by Courtney Love.
By Courtney Love, yes. Or somehow killed by someone associated
Probably
with her.
would not be her.
Right. but
Literally.
Yeah, she'd have her equivalent of Jeff Galooly doing the dirty work.
Well, the interview that he gave 2 days before was him suggesting that she tried to hire him to kill Kurt Cobain.
Oh, well, there you go.
And
See?
then 2 days later, he was killed by a train.
There you have
So
it.
that's the theory that, he gave away what she wanted, she was going to pay him to kill.
Seems
Kurt.
plausible to me.
Like,
Sounds like
why would you, I don't know much about
Hey,
this
if you're going
guy.
to hire somebody to kill somebody else, this guy would be at the top of the list.
He
you
would
know?
be on my
He fits
my
the
short
he
list.
fits the personality profile. You know,
He'd be on my top 5 that I'd
Yes.
look into.
Exactly.
Having a meeting with, going over to Panera,
right.
taking out a laptop and going through some slides with
a
him.
paper
Yeah,
bag with
right.
cash in it, sliding
Yeah.
across the table.
I mean, this is you want somebody who your first inclination is that this guy's capable of the job,
Yeah.
and here you have it.
Yeah, he won't chicken out.
No,
So
There's no conscience on this individual,
no,
is what we're
if
saying.
the money's there, he's up for it.
there's no erection on this individual either. Apparently,
Yeah.
It's over. It's all over.
Did you say it's all right? It's
no,
all
it's
over?
all over. It's over. It's all over.
He seemed happy though with that ending.
I
There
think
were
so.
a
He
couple.
seemed relieved. Yes.
There were a few, I forgot what the sound was that he did, but toward the maybe first third of the song, after the first chorus,
The high pitched
the
screaming.
which it's serious and menacing, and then you get stuff like that thrown into it, which reminds me of when did Billy Milano come into prominence?
85, I think.
Well,
Who is that?
the SOD frontman?
Oh, okay. All right.
It's I guess that must have been. I mean, I was young at that point, so I don't know. I wasn't in the scene.
Any relation to Alyssa Milano?
Probably.
I'm sure there's some kind of distant
It's gotta be.
relationship.
And they're both related to Abraham Lincoln somehow, just like every celebrity is.
Every celebrity and every president are all
Yeah.
related.
But that must have been a thing, I guess. There must have been a scene where you had several prominent frontmen of this style. Because you had Billy Milano, you had this guy.
Sure.
Sure, you had a million punk bands
With that type of
with
guy.
that type of thing happening as
They
well.
ever shared a bill, those two bands, SOD and these guys?
I wonder.
That would have been interesting.
It's
I
possible.
gotta believe a live show with these maniacs would have been way over the top.
I bet, yeah. Well, I was going to ask. That was one of my follow-up questions. Do you know anything about their live shows?
I do not.
Storied live career?
Do
or-
not.
I wonder how limited it was if, again, where are you going to play if this is what you're doing? You could probably play at some shitty little bar, but, I don't think they
I don't
were.
know, I guess
They weren't touring the nation with Journey or anything.
No, definitely not. They weren't playing the big rooms with this material.
Exactly. It's too blue. All right.
Yes.
Well, it's that time. Who wants to vote first? Hell or Hallelujah?
I mean, I'll go first since I picked it. I'll give it a hallelujah. Always makes me laugh. Not as resounding a hallelujah as Herpes 2 would have gotten, or even Golden Showers, but still pretty amusing. Always get a kick out of it. And how can you beat that title? I mean, when people see it pop up on their, no pun intended, on their podcast app or whatever they do to on Christmas morning, rushing down proverbially like a kid on Christmas morning to see what's under the tree, and they get this. So that ought to be that in and of itself is amusing. So
You know what? I'll give it a surprised hallelujah.
you were expecting much worse musically.
I not being terribly familiar, yes, and that's exactly true.
Which is a reasonable assumption.
I was
given
thinking
the
like,
title.
okay, it's gonna be garbage, and he's gonna say some funny stuff, and that's gonna be it. But I have to say, musically, there was some pretty cool stuff that they did. Some cool rhythms, and like I mentioned before, and guitar work was pretty impressive, actually, which you don't really get in this kind of vibe. So, and some of the lyrics were funny. Some of them were just, he's just being silly, obviously. But it's I don't know how deep into the catalog I plan on getting, but I can't really send this one down because it like basically like Chris said, it was a surprise how musically it was much higher quality than I was expecting. So
there you go.
And I will pass it over to the the cherub,
the angel on the top of your
the cherub
tree.
blowing the French horn for your holiday.
There you go.
Andy.
That's perfect. I'm with Nick. A surprising. Couple reasons. One, you're booted, even though that ruins what you've been laughing at for years and years, Chris. Just the fact
it's still good.
Just the fact that the phrase "you're booted" is in a song, that makes me laugh. That reminds me of the guy that Nick and I used to be in a band, and that's something he would say, because he would say "Oh, you're cut off. I'm gonna cut you off. You're cut off. I'm gonna kick the surfboard out from under you."
Right.
Riding my wave kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like threatening that to all of his friends and hangers on, I guess.
And I think that might have something to do with me giving it a hallelujah also, because
just reminded you of that.
If I hadn't played with people and made music that was somewhat reminiscent of this type of thing, then I don't know that I'd be able to identify with it whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
I'd have to actually say, thinking back, that the Psycho Bitch song that I wrote, which was actually our signature song in college, was in this wheelhouse in terms of the lyrical content. Not as vulgar, but it was basically,
Would you say
lack of a better word, or just, it's a word that has a horrible connotation now, never really had a great connotation, but, and absolutely misogynistic.
Yeah. What did you say? Give a tongue bath to my behind?
No, I didn't say anything.
Cleaned it up a little bit.
That's another, you got to like that in the lyrics. A tongue bath to my butt. I mean,
It's so
that's like-
childish.
That's
It
like
is,
that-
exactly.
That's like starting at the outer sides of the cheeks.
Yeah.
That's,
right.
It's
The whole butt.
yeah.
Yeah, right. It's pretty funny. And then also, for cleverness, the fact that My Erection is Over is the last song on the album, and then he says it's over. You know, like, the album's over, his erection's over,
Yeah, there you go.
the song's over. There's a lot happening there. I don't know. There's more to it than meets
It's kind of
me.
like his
Right.
version of Bon Scott doing the Mork lines at the end of
So-
Night Prowler.
Yes. Wow, Van Halen and AC/DC and these guys.
It all
So-
meshes together.
So much going on here. I feel like doing one like the classic movie scene that's done millions of times, where you've got a guy using his wall. He's got the the tacks,
Mm-hmm.
connecting yarn from one
Yes.
thing to another, figuring it all out. That's
Like
kind
a guy trying to catch a serial killer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying.
detective.
That's kind of what I feel like doing here. I got to make sense of this.
Yeah, I'm actually remembering a lyrical stanza from Psycho
Oh,
Bitch.
good.
It was
A Christmas treat coming your
yes,
way.
it was she came to my house, so I slammed the door. Why can't she understand? I don't want her shit no more.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And the pronouncement of the guitar solo in that song, the bellowing into the mic of the vocalist was get the fuck out of my life, and then
And then
tore into the guitar solo.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, man, people love that song. Our drummer's dad loved that song.
Wow.
This guy was as straight arrow as you could even ever imagine. School teacher, stand-up guy, loved Psycho Bitch. Every time he saw me, he's like, "You guys playing Psycho Bitch tonight?"
You're like, yep.
I'm like, "I think it's in the set, Mr. Brown." Yes. So
He must have identified with the
it's
lyrical content.
it's totally bizarre that he would love it, but he genuinely enjoyed that tune.
That's funny.
Pretty funny.
So, I don't remember. We don't do next
No,
round, right? We just stamp it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do that.
That's just the fucking way it is.
There you go.
So I'm going to ask the question
Mm-hmm.
that everybody is. They have burning on their mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
See if they would have more burning on their mind if we did herpes too, but which it is much more lyrically extensive, so to speak.
My.
So I must admit I was a tad disappointed with the results of the coin flip, but I came in being like H for heads, H for herpes 2, tails will be my erection is over. And I was going to stick with it. So
Makes sense.
I'm a stand-up guy in that way.
So a week from today,
Mm-hmm.
New Year's Day,
Yeah.
nobody else will be listening.
Yeah. That's true. Another holiday.
If 2 weeks in a row, our numbers will be way down.
Yeah.
In the toilet.
In the
No
toilet.
question about it.
If you're going to start a podcast, Monday's not the best day. For
No,
it. We
no.
learned that years in. We couldn't change
Yeah.
it. Don't do Monday.
Do Friday probably.
Friday's good.
Thursday could be
Do
good.
during the week.
Yeah.
People get off on Fridays and Mondays for
Yeah,
stuff, and then
sometimes.
they don't listen. Yeah.
And they used to release albums on Tuesdays, and now they do it on Fridays.
Yeah.
Who
So-
made this decision?
I don't know.
They did it. They made that change long after releasing albums was a big deal.
They did,
Yeah.
but it's definitely moved to Friday. So
Weird.
I picked the first wild card song that we did in this fashion,
which
Yeah.
was
which was "Love Drive" by the Scorpions.
Oh,
What-
I was
who-
thinking of
who picked Heaven
Heaven
Tonight.
Tonight.
I thought that was democratically done.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah. Okay.
But that it's doing it in this fashion
But the
where
blind-
it's up to one guy,
Yes,
and
the
the other
blind
guys don't
surprise.
necessarily know.
Now, was Fred Bear a Democratic decision, or
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
Andy the
I mean,
genesis of that one?
that
we
was
ta-
all three of us.
We talked about it. I'm like, let's just do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So what are you suggesting?
Well,
I don't know.
I think we have to put the spotlight on Andy next week.
Oh my goodness.
That works for me. Like I said, nobody's gonna be listening. You know,
It's a lot of pressure.
we're not gonna waste anybody's Yardo questions on these just tree falling in the forest
Well.
episodes.
We're gonna hand it over to Andy next week, I think, and I'm sure he'll pick something that'll be in the spirit of the holiday, a song with renewal as the theme, and full of resolution.
Seems to me you're egging him on in a certain direction,
I'm not
which I have no idea what it is.
I'm
but-
actually not. I'm just I'm saying that I I don't think these serious topics having to do with New Year's Day will
Probably
come
won't
up.
be
No.
the direction I go.
No.
Yeah. Well,
Not the U2 song "New Year's Day," one of your favorite bands.
never heard it in my life.
Andy's a closet Bono worshiper.
Well, a minute ago you said something.
Yeah, and then the stupid grin of rebellion spread across Andy's face. So,
It's simply not true. It's that time.
oh God! All right, this must be somebody we don't think very highly of because it's essentially flushing this sheet of paper down the toilet.
Well, sure, but that's not the reason. That's because we received a Yardo questions specific to Christmas, and I figured if we don't do it today, we have to wait till next year. So
All right, well,
it's
okay.
only appropriate to knock these out. So this is
Fine.
from our pal, Gary M. Hey, Gary.
He does realize that nobody's going to be paying attention to this.
I think he's okay with it.
That's fine. Hey, he chose to theme his questions this way.
Yep.
Which means some asshole is going to send us New Year's Day themed questions.
I
next
hope
week,
so. Is this... You said Gary M.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we're going to have a Gary Christmas
Yeah.
for this round.
Yeah, there you go. Good
All right.
one.
Here we go. Question 1. What is your favorite Christmas present you've received as either an adult or child?
Christmas specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
These are Christmas-specific
oh, boy.
questions.
Wow. That's tough. As a child, there's my guitar that I got, my Kramer Striker. That was a Christmas gift.
That's a good one.
Hard to top that.
Yeah, I can't really top that. As an adult, oh, that's a good question.
Nightshirt?
Nightshirt is up there. I might have to think on that.
Yeah.
See, as far as adult.
Well, when you get presents as an adult, they're not as memorable.
No.
I mean, it's not that you don't enjoy them, but it's not something that you hang a memory on for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Do you disagree with that?
I'm trying to think of something like, pre-meeting my wife and then post-meeting my wife, And that's, where you're getting the gifts from your significant other.
Yeah.
Which it's weird, but I'm going to say my thermos. my built like a tank thermos that I use sometimes.
That's a man's Christmas present.
That's just
right there.
that's just like it's a man's Christmas present that when you use it, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. When you make soup the night before, put it in there, and then at lunch the next day, it's still hot.
That's solid.
That's pretty impressive.
So I'm gonna go
stuff.
thermos,
Chris.
thermos and guitar.
Okay, I don't really have two choices, but as a child, I'd have to remember it was some sort of elaborate Hot Wheels setup
Okay.
with the, figure 8 tracks and the fucking high banks and whatnot, and ways to propel the cars along the track. Anything Hot Wheels was probably a big deal for me back then.
That's cool. All right. Question 2. What is the all-time best Christmas special or movie?
Oh boy. So it's Christmas special.
Or
Because I've got like
Or movie. You don't have
Okay.
to double up
Yeah.
like you
Not
did the
by-
last question.
by special.
Ors mean Anne's to Nick.
By special, can I include TV shows.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
it's our
absolutely.
show.
Okay.
Yeah, California raisins, whatever you want.
Well, lately, I'm gonna go with a couple just of my all-time favorites. I can't pick one. I mean, the Charlie Brown one, of course. The Garfield one, of course. The Chris Field one, of course.
Chris Field Christmas
for next year.
Yeah,
It's being made.
2018.
Doing voiceover work right now for it.
Yep.
I've been watching Ernest Saves Christmas more and more this year. There's a Red Skelton episode of he does O. Henry's The Cop and the Anthem as his hobo character, Freddie the Freeloader. I really, really like that one.
Wow, that's deep cut.
There's a lot of deep cuts like that I could throw out, but yeah, that's one of them. I don't know. As far as like the movies, I like Holiday Inn.
Yeah,
Fred Astaire is one of the all-time puts in an all-time great performance.
right.
I think that's. I'll just stop there because
Okay.
I
You can go on
I
for a
could
whole
keep going.
podcast.
I really could. I could just
Yeah.
keep going and going. So I'll just throw those out there.
Chris,
My favorite holiday movie is Scrooged.
is it really? It was
Yeah,
on. I saw it.
absolutely.
It was on either yesterday or the night before.
I used to work with a guy who used to say the same thing.
I think that's an underrated movie. Bobcat Goldthwait is outstanding in that movie.
Yeah.
Another one of his coked to the absolute brink of death performances. Just completely out of his mind. And, nice little message for people in general.
How do
I
you
think.
feel about the ending of that movie? Are you okay with it? It just breaks into song and it's like
Yeah, I got no
you're
issue
fine
with
with that.
Yeah.
It's not a bit much.
No.
Okay.
The kid talks finally at the end. Sorry for the spoiler. And no, I got no issue with any of it. It's my favorite holiday movie by a long shot.
All right. Question 3. In honor of the spectacularly titled Mistress for Christmas by AC/DC, if Kiss were to write a Christmas song, what would it be called and who would sing it?
I just can't wait till Christmas time for Rollin' in the Hay. Wasn't that the end of the spoken intro in Mistress for Christmas?
Is that what it was?
Off the top of my head, jingle bells, jingle all the day. I just can't wait for Christmas time for Rollin' in the Hay. That's your spoken word intro to Mistress for Christmas. What would Kiss do? Would they do Kissmas? Would that be? Would that not be? Is that out of bounds?
It's not
No.
beneath them at all, really. But me, I'm going to step in and say it would be turning Log in Your Fireplace into a standalone song. Pulling that lyric out and turning it into its own song. Titled Log in Your Fireplace.
And then who sings it?
Gene, of
Gene
course.
sings it. Nick, yours?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, I'm thinking. Okay, since you did a Gene, I'll go with Paul. I'll say. I don't know. What would Paul Stanley say on Christmas? What would be his 80s, the freewheeling, fun-loving Paul Stanley of the 80s? Would it be something from Robot Paul Stanley?
Christmas, I love it.
Okay, I'm going with Christmas. I love it.
There you go.
Christmas parentheses. I love it.
All right. Well, that's
I'm
it.
thinking that the chorus of the Gene song would be, first you sit on my face, then I put my log in your fireplace.
That
It's
actually
as
works.
good as
The
anything.
Mentors could have pulled that one off.
The
Probably.
Mentors and Gene together as a team.
Well, they need a new front man
That's
and
true.
drummer. And
Gene seems to be expanding his
and
musical horizons.
Gene
right
loves
now.
to talk about how his demos that he played drums on are always better than everything else. So
Yeah.
Well, the demo is always better. We've learned that on this podcast.
That's a rule.
I wonder how the "you axed for it" demos compare to the final product that we heard today.
much better.
Much
Phenomenal.
rawer, if
Before
you can
that-
imagine that.
Whoever this producer was got his mitts on it.
Yeah. He over-polished it.
Yeah.
Over-
They rocked
overproduced.
harder in the demo
Yeah.
version, and then they got spit shined for you axed for it.
They were forced to overthink it for this one.
In fact, on the demo, they clearly say "get moving" instead of "you're booted."
Yeah. Well, if you want to submit a Yardo questions, go to potofthunder.com. There's a little widget there. Enjoy your time on potofthunder.com.
If it's New Year's Day themed, it's probably going to get on the show.
I'll keep
Although
my
now
eyes
that we've
peeled.
put that gauntlet out there, there's probably going to be multiple sets. So
Well, how about the best one makes it?
And
There
if
you go.
and if it is New Year's Eve themed or New Year's themed, expect me to talk about Fred Astaire some more.
That Holiday Inn works for several holidays.
Well,
or is
and-
there separate?
And almost any Fred Astaire movie is the perfect movie to watch on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So
I have to do it.
along with the Twilight Zone episode
Yeah.
marathon.
That's New Year's Eve too.
Yeah, into New
That's
Year's
right,
Day.
because that was the thing. Yeah, I
No,
asked you guys if
4th
you
of
watched
July
Pitbull.
and New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I asked you guys if you watched Pitbull
No.
after we talked about it for an hour on the podcast,
No, but-
and you both said no. We watched the Twilight Zone.
well, last year they had the Jack Benny marathon,
Oh, wow.
so Twilight Zone was out too for me. But
yeah.
I think for New Year's Eve this year, I'm gonna watch the Macy's Day Parade, the Thanksgiving one, because it's Matt Lauer's last hurrah at that event. Been holding on to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you taped that?
We
Or
DVR'd it.
DVR'd
Yeah.
it, yeah.
So I might have to clear up some room on the
Yeah.
DVR and get rid of. It's to
That
see.
dust
It really
up
is.
happened after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it
Okay.
did.
Right
He
after,
was
huh?
on there.
Wow.
Imminent death of his career, and no one could have suspected
And
it at that
there
point.
he is doing his job, smiling and saying things of no consequence whatsoever,
Yeah.
just to fill time.
It's kind of like watching JFK riding in that limo just before his head explodes
It is. Yeah.
from 3 slugs or 4 or 2, depending on as long as we're talking conspiracies. But,
Right.
you know, it's like this guy is going to die.
That is
Well-
a weird thing.
Well,
Yeah.
Fidel Castro did approach El Duque back in 1963.
right.
We all know this.
Yeah, that's common knowledge.
The proverbial sliding of the cash-filled envelope across the table at Panera. These things always do seem to happen at a Panera, don't
They
they?
do. Every time I go in there, there's some strange interaction
my-
between two strangers. You know.
For all you know,
It's my
this deal.
preferred place to meet a hired assassin.
for all you know, the guy sitting there at the big table by the window with the laptop
Mhm.
is just transferred like $3 billion to a Swiss bank account
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yep. There's always crimes of passion and others happening in there.
You never know.
Stealing the contents of someone else's Bitcoin account. Helping himself to millions of dollars.
Yep. That's something I haven't been able to wrap my head around yet. Just
Yeah.
the workings of that. I know our friend Arturo Valle is an investor, so
Really?
yeah, we might be doing this podcast from his yacht soon.
Hey.
Yacht
That
Candy,
works for me.
the podcast.
Well, hey, last thing before we leave. Santa dropped something off here on Christmas morning. I'm going to toss it over to Nick, and you can open it up and see what
I
it is.
hope I catch this better than the quarter.
Oh, goodness. Careful. Santa came.
Did
Isn't
we-
that exciting?
He did come, and I don't know what's happening here.
Oh.
There are 3 items here.
3 items. Oh.
Santa came and he heard the shouting of "Get out!" So he didn't stay long. He showed up right as we were at that point in the song. So.
He said this.
Hi.
And then he heard, "You're booted," and he said, and then he took off. And
Yeah,
that was
it.
Yep.
Here, I haven't unrolled these. These are. You know what they look like?
They're rolled.
It's from something called Berkeley Hat,
Oh, man.
and quality hats for men and women.
Nightcaps.
I guess so. Yeah, it
think
sure
they-
is.
Wait a minute. These look an awful lot like Mentor's hoods.
They do.
Expect a photo.
Executioner's hoods.
Oh, my God.
Expect a photo.
Expect
Yeah.
a photo. Yeah.
Wow, they're stretchy too.
Let's try these on. These are going to go great with the nightshirt. Look at that.
Got-
Santa.
I
Santa
gotta
always
readjust
knows.
my headphones here.
I'll have to look into this haberdashery's website. Wow.
Santa always knows, doesn't he? He knows we have nightshirts with no hats.
I mean, this
No.
is like Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's great.
I got my tassel off to the side.
I'm going.
You going straight back,
well,
Chris? What's your preferred? I know you got your hands full there, but
Well, I'm gonna see. He just did it. I was gonna go full frontal.
frontal. Yeah. Misfits. Double
these are super comfortable.
This is a great hat. Oh, hold on.
Hold the phone.
Look at that fucking hat.
This is stylish. This is a cool fucking hat. This is a great hat. This is a fucking cool hat, man. This is great. This is a great hat. This is great.
It is.
What a great hat.
It is comfortable. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Now,
Absolutely.
here's my question. I like how it feels. Traditionally, would this be a hat worn because it's that cold in the house, or is there another reason at a time to wear a hat to bed?
I don't know, man.
I was expecting Nick to know. Nick usually knows this old-timey knowledge. Why did people wear hats? What's a night hat all
Probably
about?
because it was probably cold, man.
Cold,
You
huh?
probably didn't have a heater.
Yeah.
You just gotta
Little House in the Prairie shit. How
Yeah.
do those people even survive a winter back in the day?
Sometimes they didn't, I guess.
So this
Rough.
is from Berkeley Hat Company, Berkeley, California.
Look at that.
Was there a listener who works there, or did somebody order these and send them along?
Somebody ordered these for
It's a
us.
mystery.
Small Santa dropped them off, so I don't know. That's what I was told.
But we'll plug Berkeley Hat Company, though. These are
great hat.
These are spectacular hats.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what their other offerings are.
Yeah, this is awesome. Nick's got the whole outfit. It's perfect.
I have the
Nick's
nightshirt.
got
Needs
the
to take his
nightshirt on
pants
today.
off.
I'm gonna take them off
Yeah,
for
you
the
might
photo.
you might as
I
well.
guarantee that.
All right, well then, why don't we get to that photo? I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas with us. We will be back next week on New Year's Day for another wild card.
As we enter our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, we started 2013.
I mean,
Sixth year of this podcast.
technically.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Although by the end of this calendar year, unless we get crazy with the wild card episodes, we will have gotten through all of the studio cuts by Kiss.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yep.
This is the year of reckoning.
This is it.
This is just like everybody else when they approach the new year. They reflect on the past, but there's a sort of excitement and possibly anxiety about the future.
Yeah.
And the same goes for this podcast.
Yeah. This is the last Christmas we'll be spending. Well, I don't know about that. But on covering Kiss songs, this is the last Christmas. So there you go.
This is it.
Yep. That's a fun thing to say at your company Christmas party. Hey, guys, let's take a picture because this is the last Christmas we're going to be spending together. And then walk away. I can tell you 100% that I did that today. So, all right. Let's take this picture and post it. And everyone
More
can
on
see
that
how cool we
later.
look. Yeah, more on that. I forgot about that one. More on that later.
Andy's original catchphrase.
All right. We'll be back next week.
It's that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, better said Mr. Worldwide, and I'm wishing everybody, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Año Nuevo, y como dice abuelita, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Dale.
Andy Jones, Nick Jones, Chris
Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull, take a sound. And we're going for your get funky, get funky. Now pump it up.
Jingle my bells into the microphone.
You can with that outfit.
It's like the outer part of the bell, kind of.
Ram your boner into the sides of it.
Just need a little Quasimodo hanging from it.